Alrighty, everyone, welcome to episode 0 of the Mercuranians. My name is Cameron.
And my name is Stella. Today, we are going to be talking about ourselves, my
Oh,
favorite thing to talk about.
welcome to the show, guys. We just wanted to record this little intro episode so you could get to know us. We'll just say our SMR, talk a little bit about our astrological practice and just ourselves and kind of about the show and what we want to do with the show, our goals and hopes. So, Stella, do you want to get us going here?
Yeah, definitely. So I am an Aries sun, I am a Cancer moon, and I am a Gemini rising. Cam, what's your big three?
So I'm a Libra sun with a Pisces moon and also Gemini rising.
Yes.
So some of our thoughts on the name for the show kind of came from that a little bit. Um,
Yeah. Additionally to those placements, we both have Uranus conjunct our ascendant. Not ascendant, MC.
mm.
Shame on me.
But yeah, I feel like those two planets are really similar I mean, some modern astrologers say that or Uranus is like a higher octave of Mercury, and I think that makes sense in some ways. Um, but I don't know. I just feel like those two planets have a resonance that is kind of pretty similar, with Mercury just being like that movement of information and Uranus kind of being like the spark that ignites that transmission. Uh,
Right, right. Um,
anyway, about ourselves, do you want to tell us a bit about your astrology practice?
yeah, so I practice from a tropical zodiac most commonly. I'm dipping my toes into the realm of sidereal and Vedic astrology, but for most of the conversations in the podcast, they're going to be from a traditional standpoint. Otherwise, will be explicitly discussed in the title or at the beginning of the episode. Um, I practice astrology not only to get a better idea of the energies within myself, but the energies around me and the world. I think it's such a valuable tool, and I love learning and discussing astrology. What about yourself?
Yeah. I would say that our Gemini risings both kind of make us pretty insatiably curious, especially with Uranus up there, just about astrology. And so I think we both kind of have a general traditional basis that we're kind of looking at with things, but we also, I mean, like looking at asteroids, and I'm even really interested in Uranian astrology as well. So I'm definitely not like a hardcore traditionalist or anything, but I think it's a good foundation to look at and then kind of go from there. So I've studied Hellenistic medieval astrology, and yeah, dipping my toes into Uranian, which is super interesting stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I'm very similar. We're like foundational. I think that traditional astrology is very important. I think it's a really good segue for astrologers just in general who are looking to take an extra step with their interpretations or like even welcome themselves into the realm of astrology. But I also think that as our technology advances, as we learn more about the nature of the cosmos, some of our astrological practices can evolve alongside our discoveries. Society is evolving, and when when you limit yourself to what's happened in to what's worked for history, you can miss out on all of those fine details that come with the asteroids and a million other things. I mean, even considering Uranus as a co-ruler of Gemini, that's super, super radical in the traditional realm, but it's something I like to ponder, considering Uranus as a closer signification to Prometheus than Uranus
Yeah,
is
I love
also.
Richard Tarnas's work on like Uranus is like Prometheus and the Awakener. That's really interesting stuff.
Yes, yes. And I think it's always good to ask why.
Mhm.
And that is why the Mercuranians are so Mercuranian, is because just the first thing is just why, how, where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so maybe do you want to share about like what we want to do with the show, where it's headed, future episodes?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We're gonna start with a pretty we're going to kind of ease into it. We're going to tap on the foundations first. We did the luminaries. That's going to be the episode 1. And then we're going to move in through all of the planets and planetary relationships, and then the foundations of the natal chart when it comes to angles and houses and so much more. And what we really want to do is just, as we are learning and as we are growing on our own astrological journeys, provide resources that are both easily accessible and entertaining for other people who are trekking through the realm of astrology.
Yeah, I think like one of our biggest intentions with this podcast even is like to like not only just make accessible, but like make it really interesting and like some to offer something different, like just a fresh perspective of looking at the same ideas, because it's always kind of the same buildup of planet signs, houses, aspects, all that good stuff. But we're really trying to present it all in an accessible way that keeps it exciting and different and offering like a new spin on the stuff that everyone learns. So even if you're someone who's new to astrology, or if you've been reading charts for decades, then we really think that we're going to be able to offer an interesting and hopefully entertaining perspective for you guys to stick around and listen to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we met a, a week ago today. And it was just this like instant spark. And like we had both already had all of these plans for this podcast and like what we wanted to do with it and how we wanted to deliver it.
On our own, and then it was like the switch flipped, we met, it was just meant to happen, and so we are just like ready to bust out like an amazing show for everyone, because we're just so excited with like the prospect of being able to share this information with people in just an amazing accessible and dynamic and like different way.
Right, right. And, it's crazy that we wanted all of the same exact things and
Like,
we just needed another person.
yeah,
That was the only thing keeping both of us back. And here we are, and we are so excited to
yeah,
just like deliver knowledge, to disperse this knowledge.
yeah.
And hopefully, any novices who are tuning in, hopefully, we can really help you on your journey into astrology. I know that some of these ancient texts that you hear referenced by other astrologers can be overwhelming, and a lot of the information online is just wrong at
Yeah.
its basis.
At one point, like I would love to even do like reading passages of like Valence or Porphyry or Ptolemy or like Abu Mashar, and like just go through and read some of those passages and talk about it and like deconstruct it and make it less like serious and like overwhelming, because at the heart of what astrology has to say, it's really simple. It's just decoding and understanding the symbolism that's going to help apply to every concept down the road in astrology. So our main goal is really to just hit the heart of like these archetypes and then just watch it blossom from having a foundation and understanding the symbolism behind the astrological mechanism and the astrological worldview of understanding how we interpret astronomical phenomena, what we see visually, and how we make meaning from that in interpreting astrological charts. And so our goal is really to just make it accessible by starting from the bottom up, really.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's going to be an evolution. And we both offer chart readings of various types. We both have social media.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Omega Astrology. And Stella.
You can find me on Twitter at Stellar Astrology, STELLAR, and then STROLOGY. I have a couple other platforms that just aren't in the works yet, so those will be discussed eventually. And where can listeners find our podcast?
Yes, so our podcast is going to be available on all streaming platforms, so Spotify, Apple Music, Google, I forget what the name of the stream, but it'll be available on Google's podcast platform.
Google Play.
I think, yeah, Google Play, and then also on YouTube. You can find us at the Mercuranians, and we also have a Twitter at the Mercuranians and an Instagram, the Mercuranians, as well.
Yes,
So follow
yes.
us, stay tuned. We're going to be posting all about, every week we'll be uploading new episodes to the channels. So definitely keep your eyes and ears peeled for more awesome talks about astrology.
Definitely. And we are always open to feedback and requests. If you have something you want to hear us talk about, let us know. And chances are we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We also are going to be doing Twitter spaces occasionally. So if you follow us there, stay tuned. Those are going to be really raw discussions where we kind of just have a concept and we're just going to go at it face value, just in the space. We'd welcome questions, stuff like that, live in that moment. So I hope you stick around for the journey.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Me too.
All right. Well, I think we're going to sign off, but we hope you guys tune in to the first episode, which is coming out as you're listening to this today. And after that, we hope you keep listening as well. So find us on all those different platforms. And yeah, we look forward to the rest of this.
Definitely. To
All right.
star watching.
The star watching. All right. I'll talk to you later, Stella. Bye, everyone.
Bye.